Um, my video stopped on the last one. So here I am starting a second one. Let me see if I can pull up the old one, the other one, so I can get to any comments in there that I hadn't gotten to yet. All right, let me scroll through. Okay. Kitty said, I watched a show that was showcasing, I believe, a Dutch prison. The way they handle their inmates and prison system is night and day difference. Really opened my eyes as how the treatment of prisoners can be with a very low reoffenders rate. Well, and that's something that I was told by several different people is, and hello, Carol Ann, lifers, there's not a high return rate. But the ones that are in and out are typically in and out and in and out and in and out. I'm trying to read through these, but they're going in a weird order and only going by most relevant. Let me go real-time comments. No. Let me go to new. Trying to go through, see if I can find your stuff. Yes, Carol Ann, Marnie and Melissa are both in Illinois. They're both from Lake County, Illinois. And they've both been in prison for 10 years. And they both involve this guy, George Falenko, who is horrible. Oh, Debbie says she's learning so much from the CI group. Well, Tammy, who founded everything, she's a whiz. She knows everything. I've told her, she should be the one representing, talking to the press when that starts for Marnie's case, because, and even Marnie and I have talked about it. Tammy knows Marnie's case better than Marnie does. And Tammy is working on some other cases too. So that will all go into that CI group. Sarah had asked any news about Stephen. No news on Stephen. All right, let me go and scroll in the comments here. Yes, Debbie, Tammy is a fountain of knowledge. I mean, she knows so much. Like, I don't know any of this stuff. I do all this advocating for these wrongfully accused, and then when people will ask me, this question about this court or that one, I have no idea. And I'm not going to pretend to know. I don't know. I'm just here to try and help the inmates and their families however I can, and to spread word of their cases, that we've got Stephen Avery Project and Gossip. I know I have other groups too, but I really don't. All those other groups that I have, I had before I took over Stephen Avery Project. So I don't really devote any time to any of that other stuff. It's just all Stephen Avery Project and MAM Gossip. But nothing new from Stephen. I haven't heard from Stephen in a long time, since, I think since I visited him last, which was Father's Day. So that's the last time I've heard from Stephen. But that's typical in my relationship with him, because let's be honest, I'm not somebody who's just kissing his ass and leading him on and telling him the things that he wants to hear. So there are times that those people turn him against me. So like I went 6 months without hearing from him because Tracy Strunzy told him to stop talking to me. So then she was added to his visitors list and visited him for those 6 months. And then he started talking to somebody else who told him that everything that Tracy Strunzy was telling him about me was a lie. And so then Stephen called me and then put me on his visitors list for the first time. I know that's something that people have said that's not true. Stephen has never taken me off his visitors list because I was never on before. So, but he very well could be, I don't know when it was that he put me on the list. I don't know what month it was. So he could very well be taking me off again. You know, that if he's gotten, you know, because Sandra Greenman manipulates him and tells him that I'm bad because she's all buddy-buddy with Tracy Strunzy. So, and it's a total competition for them because they're making money off of Stephen's name. And they do not like that Stephen Avery Project is more popular than all of their groups combined. And I know that's another douchebag thing for me to say, but truth is the truth. So, so they want to have that. They're the only ones that talk to Stephen because they want to be able to have their GoFundMes and have their YouTubes and make money off of Stephen, which I don't do. So if you're here only because you think I am buddies with Stephen, then this isn't the right place for you because he likes me at times and doesn't like me at times. So, and I don't hear from him regularly. I don't visit him regularly. So, yeah, so Father's Day is the last time I talked to Stephen on my last visit. He hasn't called me since. But Marnie and Melissa, I visit. Typically, I go every other Wednesday. I missed last week because I was out of town. So that's why I went this week. So, and their prison is a 2.5 drive for me. So 5 hours of driving. And so I get to the prison at 9 a.m. when it opens. And then I have to go in through the sign-in, and I get patted down, and they write down like if you're wearing jewelry and if I have a hair clip and what color my belt is and what color my shoes are. And then I get escorted through several buildings because, like I said, their prison's like this big campus, so it's all these buildings all over the place. So then I typically visit with Marnie so Marnie will be first because she does her teaching in the afternoon, and Melissa works for the kitchen, and she's working during the day. So I visit Marnie first. So I visit her from like 9 to 12:30. You know, but it takes a while, you know, so even though if I get there at 9, it doesn't mean my visit starts at 9. Marnie may not come in until like 10 o'clock. You know, due to how long it's taking them to process me. And then you're stuck waiting until an officer wants to walk the visitors over to the other building. And so they'll sometimes just make us sit there and do nothing because they don't feel like walking. So I've been stuck sitting there for an hour before they'll take me to the visitors room. So, so Marnie might not come into the visitors room until, you know, 10 o'clock. So I visit her until 12:30. Then I have to walk all the way back and I have to sign out. They have to look and make sure that I always take off all my jewelry. I don't, you know, since I know I'm going there. So, but they want to check and see if you have the jewelry, if I have this thing, something in my hair, what color my belt is, and my shoes. And I have to sign out and write the time. And then I have to sign back in. And so then my visits with Melissa typically start at like around 1 o'clock. And then if you don't leave at 2:30, you're stuck there because they go on like a lockdown while they're doing a head count of all the inmates. So then the next time you can get out is 4 or 4:30, depending on when they want to let you out. So I visit with Melissa then from 1 to 4ish, and then drive the 2.5 hours home. And it was funny too on this last visit because they say a lot of the same things, and it's funny to me because, like I said, they're not friends. They don't speak in prison. They know who each other is, but they don't know each other. You know what I'm saying? So they both talked about how they feel bad that I drive all the way down there, spend the gas and the tolls. And, they're both really like kind of shy when they're asking me for food. So like Melissa will say, is it okay if later I have an icy? And it's like, oh yeah, I put the money on the card, and, I want them to be able to get whatever food they want. And their prison does not have air conditioning, and it's been very, very hot here in Illinois. So on this last visit, they were both starving because it's been so hot that they're not really eating. So Marnie, typically on a visit, she just wants a parfait thing, so that's that yogurt with some fruit in there and the granola, so it comes in that cup thing and you flip it over and dip the, then mix the granola in there. She's never gotten anything to drink. Not even for me to get her a cup of water, nothing to drink ever. So she just asks for the parfait. And then she really wants a Klondike bar. She dreams of the Klondike bar. And it was really upsetting one time that I went to the vending machine and put in the number of a Klondike bar, and that's not what came out. And it was not a Klondike bar. That made her so sad. But this time she asked for a burger, as well as her usual. So that was big for Marnie. And then Melissa wanted chicken, but there wasn't any chicken in the machines. So then she asked for a burger. So she ended up and she had the same exact burger that Marnie had. And then she also, she wanted an icy. And Melissa's always really sweet, because when I get her food, she's like really uncomfortable. She doesn't want to eat unless I'm eating. So she's like, did you eat? You need to eat, wants me to eat. And I had gotten myself at one point a pack of peanut M&Ms, and the vending machine spit out 2 bags of those peanut M&Ms. So don't tell anyone, but yeah, I took both bags. So then I gave her one because I'm like, oh, I got 2 for the price of 1. So you get 1. But then she's like, no, let's share it. She didn't want to just have a bag to herself. She wanted to, share it with me. So, and, the stuff is high priced. So, it typically costs me food. So like food wise, this time, since both of them ate stuff, it's, close to $50. But I look at it as, and the food's not great, because it was, both Marnie and Melissa asked if I wanted half their burger, and I'm like, no, thank you. But it's also, I'm not, in my head, I'm like, I'm not eating that. I don't know what that is. That doesn't look like real meat. I don't know what that thing's supposed to be. I'm not eating that. And I can be particular like that, but to them, they're like, oh my God, this is something we don't get, and, want it. But it's also very sweet that they want to share it. They're both really nice girls. Let me scroll through your comments. Kitty says, found it. It was the show Inside the World's Toughest Prison on Netflix, season 3, episode 4. And it was in Norway. I've never watched it. I'll have to check it. Carol Ann, are you still on his list? I don't know. I don't know if, I don't know what month he put me on. because he can't take me off until the 6 months are up. So, but I would never go visit him without talking to him first and letting him know I'm coming on such and such a day. I'm not going to, if he doesn't want me to visit, I won't visit. That's a 3-hour drive for me. So, whatever happens, happens. Ian, how's things going? I'm tired, but going well. I got 2 job offers today. Miley, oh my God, I caught you. Yay. Yes, you did. Ian says, just notice you have moved your computer. No more Jesus window. Yep, it's actually right above me. I'm right behind that window now. I moved it a little bit ago because every time I'd be on here, the sun in the background was just so much. I mean, I know I still have this white glow on me from facing the windows this way, but then also what's outside my window here is I have a little turtle pond. So when I sit here, I can look at my turtles too. So yeah, so I should pull window Jesus out and hang it up behind me, huh? Shannon says, this process has gone on for so long. I sincerely feel like nothing is ever going to happen for Stephen. As a fan, I feel defeated for him. Yeah, I know. It's, they say, how many years does it take? Is it typically 15 years? Again, number, I don't remember. It takes a long time. And Stephen was in prison 18 years the first time before DNA and the Innocence Project got him out. So I know it's hard not to feel defeated, but he's got Kathleen Zellner and, there's nobody better. Miley says, I'm going to send you some gas money. Oh, thank you, Miley. Did you buy Melissa some treats? Well, I just went over, what I bought her. Something that she really likes. And this time too, her drink was an Orange Crush. So she gets different drinks. So there's times she wants the apple juice or the orange juice, or last time I believe she got a cherry Pepsi, and now this time was an Orange Crush. She really likes hot stuff. So I know she said that her parents are going to visit her this Sunday, and so that she's already told them she wants the Flaming Hot Cheetos and the hot Doritos. So yeah, but she, I pretty much, whatever she wants, I'm going to buy her. But then I'm also watching that the balance on my card, because I'm never sure of how much the two of them are going to spend. And you have to bring in cash, and whatever cash you bring in, you have to go to the machine to put on the debit card thing that you use in the vending machines. So it's not like, oh, they're spending more that's on there, I'll just do this. I can't do that. I can only spend what's on the card. So I'm always worried that I'm going to run out of the money that I put on the card at that time too. So that's another reason why I don't like to get food when I'm there, because I want to make sure whatever I have on the card goes for them if they want it. So, and Melissa wanted a blue icy, and they didn't have any. They only had apple green. So she took an apple one. But again, with it being so hot there, they, enjoyed getting some kind of ice cream. I've posted in here before, but Marnie is up for people sending her letters. So we'll get that bumped up again or posted again. So if anybody wants to write to Marnie, and she obviously can't tell you things about the case that aren't released, but she says she's, willing to talk to you about, like, if you have questions about what it's like to be in prison, you want to know a daily routine and all that kind of stuff. She'll talk to that about you, to you. Scuba diving is like one of her favorite things ever. So if you're into scuba or know anything about it, she would be fascinated to hear about it. As for Melissa, Melissa is a budding artist. She draws so well, and she's known forever. On this arm, I have space left that I have been leaving for a Melissa tattoo. Because if you've ever looked at my tattoos, I've got butterflies and stuff, and butterflies, and I had these butterflies before even knowing who Melissa is. Well, monarch butterflies are one of her favorite things to draw. So I've told her forever, draw me one and I'll get it tattooed on me. So she's told me she has started drawing it, but now in this last visit, she's like, she thinks she's going to do a whole canvas for me. So instead of just doing something on paper to send me for a tattoo, she's going to paint me something, you know, that I'm going to hang up of butterflies and flowers and such. So you want to send her pictures or magazines or something that has butterflies and wildlife. She's also in the process of drawing something for her dad, but I don't know if it's a surprise to him on what it is, so I won't say that. And she's done stuff for her mom. So she likes to draw. She is really into horror movies and such. And she's excited that Shark Week starts on Sunday. So if you're a Shark Week person, you could talk to Melissa about Shark Week. And so she was telling me something about bull sharks and how bull sharks can swim up the Mississippi and get all the way to Illinois. It's crazy to me. She really has been liking this show that's on, I think it's on A&E, and I keep meaning to watch it, to start it, but I haven't. It's called Nosferatu, and she says that is great. And she loves The Walking Dead. She also watches Fear the Walking Dead. She doesn't like it as much, but so she watches The Walking Dead and loves that. So you can talk Walking Dead with her. So, but yeah, so you can write to both of them. They're in the same prison, so it's the same address. You just need to have their name and their inmate number on it. Let me scroll. No questions here. So what else is there to talk about? We're waiting for Stephen for Judge Flowers. So as soon as anything happens on that, you know, we'll post it and talk about it. And if you see it before we do here, you know, because the moderators here are really good at finding that stuff, but also it's summertime, and well, it's summertime here. It's not for Carrie in Australia, but it's summertime here, and with stuff not really going on, you know, people have other things that they're doing, so they may not be as quick to find it. So if you find it before we do, you know, please submit it here, and then we'll get the documents if need be. If there is a hearing for Stephen, I will drive up to Wisconsin and attend it, or try to anyway. And hi, Peggy. So I'm at the end of everything now, and I've been on for an hour. Does anybody have anything else they want to discuss? Or do I call it a night and my boyfriend doesn't come home from work for like 5 more hours? So I'll probably binge watch something for the rest of the evening because I'm actually free. You know, it's just been crazy activism wise that I wasn't home. And so I literally don't think I have anything to do this weekend. So that's kind of exciting, to have no plans and be completely free. Debbie says Sean's 911 call. I haven't listened to that yet, Debbie. I went to find it, and then didn't see it. So maybe, is it up in the CI group, Debbie, or is it something that she's teased? Just let me go there and see if I can find it. And Miley says, I'm enjoying the new page regarding Marnie. Very good stuff. Yeah, I'm scrolling through the CI group and I'm just seeing pictures. Here's a video on her lawyer, Judd Stone. Picture, crime scene photos. I think I watched it on one of the terrible articles on YouTube. Okay, so it hasn't been posted in the CI group. It's just on YouTube. Because I know it was something talked about posting. I just didn't know if Tammy had posted it yet. But I know there's something kind of, I know there's bizarre stuff that is in that there's reactions from Sean Gale that's not what you would expect when you're getting a call saying that your pregnant girlfriend has been murdered. So, but I don't know what's out there, so I don't know what I can say. Miley says, there is a call posted on the CSI group. Couldn't listen to it all. It's long. Yeah, that's just the 911, all the 911 calls that came in that day. It's not the Sean Gale thing. So I guess I'll have to find that on YouTube to listen to. Oh, okay. I'm just approving a post in Gossip while I was in here looking. All right. Any other comments? Debbie says, right. They say she's not okay. He states she's dead. Right. And he says something else. Let's see. Can I find it? Sean Gale 911 call. Let me see. What is this one? It just says Sean Gale's emotional 911 call. It's buffering. Still buffering.
This is the story of certificates of deposit.
All right, I'm going to turn off the mute the commercial. All right, here we go. And it says an error has occurred. Are you kidding me? And this one's on ABC News. Let me refresh. And an error has occurred. All right. Can I find a different version of it? Whoops. Sorry. All right. What's this one? buffering. This one says, no, error has occurred, but it's also ABC News. So apparently I can't get anything off of the ABC News. Sean Gale breaks silence tonight on 2020. All right, here's a local. Doesn't have the audio. The article just says, on the tapes, an emotional, upset Gale is heard as he speeds toward victim Ronnie Ryder's home. Calls from the news media alerted him that something terrible happened there. I'm calling about that shooting in Deerfield, Gale says in the recording. Listen, I've been getting calls from the media. This is Sean Gale. They're trying to say they're naming me as a suspect. At that point, Gale seemed tense, trying to get clear what's happened to his pregnant girlfriend. Ronnie Reuter, is she okay? Gale asked. When he's told she is dead, Gale begins to cry uncontrollably. He tells the 911 operator he is heading toward Ryder's home, but the dispatcher repeatedly tells him not to go there. Instead, he tells Gale to head toward the Deerfield Police Department. I called her phone. She didn't answer. I got to call her parents, Gale said. At one point, Gale indicates he's called former Bears teammate Emery Moorhead to help to meet him at Reuter's home, and that he has received a number of calls from various news organizations. Can you give me any more information about what happened? Gale said. The dispatcher refused. I would like to, but I don't want to get you more upset. Gale admitted in trial testimony that he had sex with the convicted murderer, Marnie Yang, the night before she killed Ryder, 42, in October 2007. Yang will be sentenced next month. Carol Ann says, does Marnie have a theory as to who did it? There is loads of evidence as to who did it. So, but I can't talk about it. But, yeah. And Marnie didn't know Ronnie. Didn't care. Knew Sean had other girls. Didn't care. Deadly Liaisons, Part 1 on NBC. So that's dated 2011. And so Deadly Liaisons, Part 1, April 15, 2011, from Dateline. And that's got a picture of Ronnie. Then Part 2, I don't know if that's supposed to be Sean Gale. And then there's Part 3. I don't know who that woman is. So, all right, now here's True Crime Daily. And there's a Part 5 that is on Ronnie, or this case. So there's a ton out there, but like I said, all of it is saying that she was jealous of this, his pregnant girl, and killed her, even though there was nothing in it for Marnie to get rid of this pregnant girl. And she had said, because, Marnie's got 3 kids, and she knows that Sean has no interest in having kids. So she's like, so why would I have to do anything about it? By her getting pregnant by him, that automatically means that he would dump the girl. So if it was a territorial thing, no, it's just, no, there's no reason. And Marnie was perfectly content in her life. You know, she had multiple jobs. You know, she did these real estate deals too, that Sean Gale was her partner on some of them. And she had her boyfriend who was a Cook County cop. She didn't care what else Sean was doing. You know, so she would do business with him and then occasionally have sex with him. Single woman, can have sex with whoever she wants, whenever she wants. Doesn't mean she cares. She's like, I don't care what else I do. She didn't care what else the cop did. If the cop was out with other people, she doesn't care. So, but this got pinned on her. Years after the crime, even. Looking, see, no, there's nothing new there, nothing new here. All right, so then I'm going to check out for now. I don't know when I'll be live next. Tammy wants us to do live things regularly too for Justice Review or the CI group. I don't know how often that's going to end up being, but we'll post the links over here to when we do live there. And of course, we'll go live in here anytime anything happens or nothing's happening and we just want a boring, you know, okay, what's going on thing and kind of open discussion if there was anything you guys all wanted to talk about. But all right, for now, I will check out and talk to y'all soon. Go to marnieyang.com and pay that $10 and then you'll get in the CI group and then we can discuss those pictures. Oh, one quick thing though, if you do that, there are crime scene photos posted and so they are graphic. So there is a picture of the victim laying on the floor. So it's not the most graphic picture. I don't believe the most graphic ones will be posted, but those are there. So if you don't, you know, it's very easy to skip over that if you don't want to see that photo, but I just want to give you that warning. So, all right. Thank you, everybody. I'm out.